There is a massive trend shift happening right now in the market, and on today's update video, I am going to do a deep dive into this, also talking about the exact CME gap, which you need to know about because this CME gap will be expiring in about 16 to 17 hours from now on. I'm going to be talking about all the most important data points, the falling wedge pattern, the most important resistance, the most important charts and patterns that are telling us something about what is about to be happening next in this upcoming bull market for Bitcoin. Don't forget to once again to slap up that like button back above 1,000 likes. That will be highly appreciated. And with that being said, of course, let me jump straight away in towards the content. So first of all, we are creating yet again another CME gap over the course of this weekend. The CME gap is getting created around 98,173 US dollars. And like we know from all these previous times we did create these CME gaps, we of course create them and then usually a couple hours later, we fill them up already on this wick right here or on that major pump that we got later that moment. And this is of course something that happens every single weekend. Once we of course clearly trade below it, just a couple hours later, here 24 hours later, we fill up that CME gap anyway. So once again, for this weekend again as well, no matter if we're going to be pumping extremely hard or if we're going to be dumping extremely hard before the end of the weekend, we are of course expecting that somewhere tomorrow or at the end of today, we're going to come back towards this 98,173 US dollars level. So that is important to know, to of course expect and to see what Bitcoin is basically going to be doing next year. But talking about what Bitcoin basically is going to be doing next year, we want to be looking at the structure we are currently creating. And currently, we are creating a very interesting structure. First of all, we were creating a downward sloping trend here, where we of course were confirming lower lows together with lower highs, and that basically was meaning we were trading in a clear downtrend. But ever since we hit this high right here, we created the first higher high in the market, and ever since then we also created some higher lows, and you can currently clearly see that we're trading in an upward sloping trend here, where we are creating higher highs together with higher lows. And of course, as soon as this trend gets invalidated, so we create a lower low, we could be expecting, okay, now we're probably going to come down again here. But as long as this trend is not being invalidated, we are still expecting we are going to be pushing higher, of course. And on the imminent short term right now, we are approaching that very important level of resistance where we're currently also exactly trading against, which is that 99,000 US dollar level. That is exactly this high where we got rejected twice in a row right now here. You can see, of course, we're breaking outside of that falling wedge pattern, but the big resistance is, of course, this major previous level of resistance right here. And if you extend this level, you can see that previously around this level also over here, exactly above my face, provided us rejections, and also right here flipped into support, also right here flipped into support. And this is of course going to be a very tough level to be breaking above this time around, because this is that psychological level that is 100,000 US dollars. So this is going to be very important for Bitcoin to break above of, but since we're currently trading in a very strong trend, there could be a possibility we are going to see that breakout happening right now. So Bitcoin looking great, of course, breaking outside of the falling wedge pattern, and on the bigger perspective, the price target of this breakout is laying around the all-time high, which is 108,000 US dollars. But of course, I am only going to be anticipating that target if we can see that confirmation happening above that 100,000 US dollar level, which is of course, like I just said, the most important level of resistance for Bitcoin. So you can see we're currently consolidating, and really whenever we break outside of the region, whether it is upwards or whether it's downwards below the horizontal level of support, we're just expecting a major next move towards the up or downside is going to happen for the price action on Bitcoin. So that is basically my current stand on Bitcoin, how I think it's going to be developing, how I think it is just going to be exactly playing out here. I mean, if we're looking at the data, we probably still have some time here in this bull market left here. I mean, Q1 of 2025 is probably going to be extremely good here, just like Q1 in 2024 was also great for Bitcoin, and also in 2021 and also in 2017 here. So today is of course Sunday, so we do not have any inflows on the spot Bitcoin ETF here. On Friday, we saw over $900 million getting bought by the US spot ETF. And yeah, really, if we can see this trend continue tomorrow, that would be an extremely bullish thing again here. But I do think that is a very likely scenario. And if you right now want to be trading Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrencies, guys, First of all, make sure to check it if it's available in your region. If it isn't, you can't use this platform. But if it is, don't forget to check out Blofin in the highest link description of today's video. Because if you right now sign up an account using that highest link below, guys, you will be able to get a deposit bonus worth up towards 100,000 US dollars, which is, of course, if you would ask me, quite an insane deposit bonus you can currently claim here. So I'm very excited for everyone who can claim this insane deposit bonus right now here. But of course, make sure to check it out if it's available in your region. Further on, I want to be pointing out that, of course, major amounts of whales are still accumulating Bitcoin. And if we're going to be looking at the 1 year hodl wave here, guys, we're starting to see that there is a lot of new long-term holders entering the market right now here. People that bought approximately in January 2023, people that arguably bought in January 2024, basically whenever the spot Bitcoin ETF got approved here, are right now considered to be long-term holders because they're holding, of course, longer than a year right now here. And this is, of course, a very bullish thing here. You tend to see this happening also in bull markets because not only people are holding Bitcoin for a long time, but also new holders are coming in towards the market. So that is, of course, ultimately a very great thing for the market. And you can see that currently the exchange reserves are falling extremely hard here, coming to a low not seen in over 8 years right now here. And honestly, I'm just very excited for where the market in general is heading towards right now here. We can see the Bitcoin dominance finally seeing that rejection, and ultimately we are on the verge of having a major altcoin season. The weekly time frame, we're breaking the upward sloping support line, exactly getting rejected by it right now here. Ultimately, you can see the rejection was perfect right here. And ultimately, like we saw in 2021 here, we saw that rejection, then some consolidation, and then the real altcoin season happened. And we're right now exactly in that point of that consolidation phase right now here. And the total market cap excluding Bitcoin ETH is also creating a major bull flag pattern, which ultimately is looking very bullish. And that is, of course, also one of the reasons why I'm so bullish on the entire altcoin market. So you can see Ethereum is also bouncing very strongly back towards the upside, about to be setting like a new 3-year high. That is, of course, a great thing to see. And historically speaking, if we're going to be looking at Ethereum, whenever we see that bullish crossover on that MACD here, we tend to see a big run higher. And that also just happened a couple days ago here. So we're seeing a golden cross as well happening on Ethereum. The last time that happened, we ultimately saw a major bull market. So yeah, I am very excited for Ethereum, what it is currently doing. And honestly, I think there's a lot of gains to be made with that as well here. Bitcoin is ultimately also looking very strong here. I explained everything in detail. If you did enjoy this video, learn something from it, don't forget to once again slap up that like button on today's update video. But with that being said, thank you so much for watching and see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.